Hi Corona, Mr. Forbes here, and in a minute and a half, I'm gonna blow your mind. And then I'm gonna do it again and again. Welcome back to 90-Second Lessons. Last year I showed you how to keep calm, carry on. I had a lot of kind feedback from students and staff, even though everyone pretty much agreed that Mrs. Forbes is much better at this than I am, but everyone's a critic. The most common comment I got from people was, "It's funny, ever since I saw your video, I see that poster everywhere," which is a weird coincidence, right? Does this mean I'm some kind of trendsetter? Did I know about this before it became popular? While I do have a sharp taste about what's in vogue, this actually has to do more with psychology rather than trends. So here we are again, let's start the clock. If you've never heard of frequency illusion, also known as the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, don't worry, you'll run into a lot after this video. Say you learn something new. It could be something as simple as a new vocab word, or better yet, when you start driving a new car. Suddenly it seems like everyone on the road is driving the same car. You never noticed how popular your car was until you started driving it, right? You ever discover a new band? Isn't it weird that you suddenly start hearing them everywhere on the radio, TV, or the internet? Was it fate? Were you exposed to it right before it became popular? Were you ahead of the trend? Or am I some kind of deity? Possibly, but more likely you just experienced the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. It's a cognitive bias similar to what's called synchronicity, the experience of having a meaningful coincidence, such as someone who calls or texts you while you're thinking about them, or having an old song in your head and suddenly it's on the radio. All of this invokes a feeling of surprise, leaving you to ponder the odds of such an occurrence. Unfortunately, I can't speak for fate, but I can tell you that humans do have an innate ability to seek out patterns in everyday things. This is why we often see shapes or faces in clouds and tree bark or even a burnt piece of toast. Or why we believe certain inanimate objects are expressing emotion, such as R2-D2 or even this object. Do you see a face? Really, it's only 3 circles in a line. Even when there are a number of facial features missing, like hair, nose, or ears, we see a face. Let me throw one more word at you, epiphany. This is where you try to find the meaning of random events when nothing is actually there. They have no real meaning. This is the opposite of the more familiar term, epiphany, which is where you suddenly become aware of the meaning of events that actually exist. It's perfectly human, and you should feel just fine about what happened. Brush it off as coincidence, and keep calm. Well, looks like I'm at the clock. Thanks for listening. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you will see it again and again. We'll see you next time. This was 90-Second Lessons.
Yeah, that was good.